Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game of Homes, where I will be showing you the home buying process and providing you information every step of the way while I am actively looking for a house, okay? So we're going to start from start to finish. I'm going to show you me going through the pre-approval process. I'm going to show you me talking to the realtor. I'm going to show you me doing the home inspection, me picking the house, all the way up to the closing. You're going to see the whole 9 yards, and we're going to walk through it, and we're going to talk about everything that you might need to know, okay? I'm going to be sharing some of the knowledge that I have because this will be my third house that I purchased. I do have two previous ones, so I've done this routine 2 times, and this will be the third time I'm doing it. Now, so without further ado, let's get straight into it, okay? The first thing first, I'm on step 1, so I'm about to complete my pre-approval. But before I complete my pre-approval, I just want to tell you all, if you're looking for purchasing a house, some things you need to do before you even get to the pre-approval stage, okay? 4 things. These are the 4 things you need to do to start the home buying process. Number 1, manage your credit score. Your credit score. Your credit score determines what type of interest rates you will get on your mortgage, okay? Now, you can get a house with a credit score as low as 600. You can even get a house with a credit score as low as 550, right? But your credit score doesn't make you unqualified for a house. It just makes you unqualified for a good interest rate. And then that interest rate might be so outrageous that will unqualify you from getting a house. You get what I'm saying? So, if you have a credit score of 600, you can get a house. But your interest rate might be a bit higher, and you want a low interest rate. If you have a credit score of 700, your interest rate will be a bit lower, and it will be much easier to get a house because that means your mortgage will be cheaper, and then banks will be able to trust you more because all the credit score is just showing that you know how to pay off debt. That's all it is. Credit scores are just a number that they made up to calculate your ability to pay off debt. Okay? Let me speak to my younger audience real quick because I feel like this is who these videos are really tailored for. People who straight out of high school and all the way up to like 25. This is let me backtrack, okay? I'm gonna go down the next steps and then I'm gonna go crazy on y'all. Okay? So yeah, credit score first thing. Maintain your credit score. Keep watching it. Pay attention to it. I use Credit Karma. It's not as accurate, but it does give you some tips. It's a free service. You can't complain when it's free, and it's been doing me well so far. Next thing you want, credit score is 1. Second, work history. You need to be able to maintain a job for a minimum of 6 months, okay? The same job, a minimum of 6 months. And not only do you need to maintain a job for a minimum of 6 months, you need to maintain at least 40 hours. At least 40 hours. I'm telling you how I did it for my first and my second house. Maintain a job for at least 40 hours a week, or if you get paid weekly, 40 hours a week for 6 months. And it doesn't matter how much the job pays. I got my first and second house on a job that only paid $13.25 an hour. That's it. $13.25 an hour was enough for me to get my first house and my second house, okay? I did not use my clothing brand income. I know people want to point that out. I did not use any other income. I did get reserve pay, but that was only about an extra $200 a month, and that's it. I'm not active duty, so I didn't no active duty checks. It was just my reserve pay, which is $200 a month, maybe $250 a month. So that doesn't really. It's really the $13.25, and I am exaggerating that because there's this delusion that you need a well-off career. I need to have a college degree. I'm making this high salary job to obtain a house. When you don't, I clearly debunked that philosophy, that thinking, by getting a house on an hourly job that paid $13.25, and I worked 40 hours a week because they don't count overtime. So yes, I worked overtime, but they don't count overtime. They only count 40 hours because they know your overtime fluctuates. It's not a steady thing, okay? But the 40 hours, they can calculate that. So overtime doesn't even matter. So if you have a job that pays 13, even 12, even 11, you can still get a house, okay? Maintain 6 months work history at the same job and have a good credit score. And that's 2 out of the 4 things you're ready. Boom. Next, debt to income ratio. Debt to income ratio. This calculates how much money you have coming in versus how much money you have going out. Now me, when I got my first and second house, I had no car loan and I had no student loans, and that was that. So I had no debt. My credit cards were all paid off, and that was it. So my debt was super duper low. But if you have a car and you have a huge car note, that would take away from your debt to income ratio. It doesn't make it impossible. People get homes with cars all the time. I'm just saying these are things that would make it easier if you didn't have debt. If you have a student loans and you are currently in school, which means they're not activated, they're only going to count, I think, 1% of your student loans. So that does not hurt you. In fact, it makes more sense for you to try to get a house while you're in college than while you're out of college, because when you're out of college, then your student loans your student loan debt activates and you have to start paying it off, and that will really hurt your debt to income ratio. But then people have this mindset, well, when I'm out of college, I'm using my degree, so I'm making more money. So does it really balance itself out? You have to that's up to you. You got to think of the numbers and think of what makes sense for your situation. Okay? So, moving on to the last thing, down payments. When I first got my first house, I was in this illusion, and I feel like a lot of people my age are in this illusion too, that you need to put $20,000 down or some crazy number like that. My first house, I only had to put $6,000 down. $6,000. Okay, and it's because it was my first time home. So they have a whole bunch of first time home buyer benefits and programs to help you with your down payment and to assist you. So $6,000 is very manageable if you have a good work ethic. And those are the 4 things. You could maintain a good credit score. Maintain the same job for 6 months. I'm not saying, oh, you was working Six Flags for 3 months and then you went to fast food for 3 months. No, it has to be the same job. Same job. I did security for about 3 years, and I got both of my houses on the same security job that paid $13.25, no raises or nothing. So that's my work history was good. Debt to income ratio, I had no debt. So if you keep your debt low and your income, just keep the income coming in, because it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Okay? People make a whole bunch of money, but if they are paying a whole bunch of different loans and bills, are they really making any money? If you're making I'm gonna just use really small numbers. If you're making $100 a day, but you have bills of $99 a day, you're really only making $1. If you have $100 a day, but you have bills that's only $10, you're really making $90. That's the philosophy. It's not about how much you make, because people can make $5,000 a day, but if they're spending $4,000 a day as well, then they're really only making $1,000. You get what I'm saying? It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep after bills are paid. Think, my friends, think. That is the key. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. I'm giving you the keys to success. You better start writing that thing down, because we're going crazy on this thing, okay? Next thing, down payment. Easy peasy. Save your money. Save your money. Save your money. Stop going out and spending all this money on food and shoes and clothes and all this stuff. You have money, okay? I was able to save money on $13.25. It's not about how much you make, it's how much you keep. If you keep spending things, what do you expect? Okay? You can save money with a job that's paying you $12, $11, $13. It's how much you keep. Now that I've done the 4 things, I want to talk to my 18 to 25 crew. This mindset, it was all me too, so I don't blame y'all, but I woke up quick, okay? Get out of the mindset that you need to be well established in your career and after your degree or whatever to think about a house. Open your imagination, and like y'all are so boxed in that it's impossible that y'all don't even try. It's easier to get a house when you're younger than it is when you're older, because when you're older, you accrue a whole bunch of student loan debt or car debt or who knows what debt. You get into all these different things. But when you're young, you're fresh out of high school, you have no debt. Boom, your credit score is non-existent, and it's easier to make a good credit score than to fix a bad one. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm preaching right now. It's easier to maintain a good one from no credit score, straight out of high school, no credit score. It's easier to get a good one and maintain that than it is to grow up, mess up your credit score, and then try to fix it back. So the younger you are, the better. People come straight out of high school, and the first loans they take out is car loans and student loans. Think bigger. If it's going to be your first loan, go all the way. Go straight into the house loans, because it's easy to get a car loan and a student loan. It's hard to get a home loan. So why not make the home loan your first loan when you're in the best predicament with no debt? Then instead of using your no debt to get a car loan, you're thinking too small. Bigger, people, bigger. If you are straight out of high school, this is your opportunity to shine. No debt. Get a credit card as soon as you turn 18. Start paying that thing off in full. Boom, your credit score is 650. Bam, you have no debt. You working at a job. 6 months come at a job, you making $13 an hour. Whatever. You managed to save up $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Get pre-approved. Boom, you 19 years old and you're a homeowner. Change your life for the rest of your life. The rest of your life is changed. The way you see the world has changed. Your maturity has changed. Everything is changed. Boom, just like that. I'm trying to say how easy it is because it's easy. Y'all make it hard because y'all don't think about it like this. It's not impossible. It's not. It's possible. I'm doing it and I'm telling you it right here for free. I'm telling you this stuff. I've been demonstrating this stuff. This is my 3rd time doing it. I know what I'm talking about. And this 3rd time is going to be much harder for me because this is considered an investment property. But for the first time home buyers, piece of cake. Okay. Anyways, now you're done all that stuff. You got your credit score, you got your work history, you got your debt to income ratio, you got your down payment. What did you do from now? Now you get pre-approved. That's the step that I'm on right now, and I'm about to go through the pre-approval process on my computer, and we're gonna do this real time. But I wanted to get that out the way. You get pre-approved, people. What is a pre-approval? Many people, when they time to buy a house, they go on Zillow and Realtor, and they talk to realtors all the time before they even get pre-approval. A pre-approval is basically you send your work pay stub, you send your social security card, you send they do a soft credit check on your credit, and then they say, okay, based on your credit score, your work history, your amount of money that you make, we think that we trust you with a loan amount of such and such. We're gonna use $200,000 for this example. We trust you with a loan amount of $200,000. So now you go and you look for homes that's $200,000 or less. It's simple, it makes sense. You find out how much you can afford, how much the bank says they will give you, and then you go shopping, right? Boom. No. You would think that would be the straightforward thing to do, but people don't do that. People like to go out and start looking for homes, talking to realtors, doing all this stuff, not even knowing how much they're gonna get. So then they start looking for houses in the $250,000 range, in the $300,000 range. Say, I'm gonna get pre-approved for $300,000. I like this house. It's in a nice location. And then you go through the pre-approval process. They tell you you're only qualified for $200,000, and then you're like, damn, I wasted all my time looking at these $300,000 homes. I can't afford that. No way. No, it's a waste of time. Pre-approval first things first. It's no point wasting your time doing anything else if you don't have a mindset on what kind of price range to be looking at. That's just common sense, but it's not common, and it should be. No one had to teach me that. That's just something that made sense right off the bat. Okay, so pre-approval first, and like I said, now that you know that, that's the first thing you do. Where can you go to get pre-approved? You can simply Google what places do pre-approvals. A lot of banks do pre-approvals, whatnot. Ask somebody else, if they have a realtor. Any realtor has a guy that they can tell you to go to get pre-approved, so it's not really hard to find. If you're looking for it, you'll find it, okay? It's that type of thing. If you're not looking for it, you ain't gonna find it. Okay, so I'm using this mortgage company who has the pre-approval stuff online. So they're saying, click here to continue. And they're just going to ask me various questions. It's going to be a long, tedious process, so I don't think I'm going to sit here and go through it all with you all, but I'm just letting you see that this is how I'm doing it. So they're asking me to right now create an email, confirm my email, password. So I'm creating an account. Simple peasy, lemon squeezy. I just want to see what some of the questions are to give you an idea. Okay, so now they're telling me some information, read this. Okay, boom. Asking me, are you purchasing a new property or refinancing your mortgage? I'm purchasing a new property. Bam. Please provide details about yourself. Legal name, middle name, suffix, phone numbers, basic things. Okay, cool. Let me fill this out real quick, just so I can see where this goes. I'm trying to get to some more quick. They asked me if I'm married. No, I'm single. Now let me just say this. I broke down the requirements that you need to get in the mindset that you're between 18 and 25. When you get married, or if you have kids, or as life gets more complex, these things get more complex, and that's why I encourage you to be young and doing it before you put yourself in that hard predicament where you don't know what the future holds. You don't know what kind of loans you might get. You don't know what kind of car trouble you might crash your car that you still have payments on. Avoid, before you even start all that crazy stuff, secure the bag. Secure the bag. Okay? Because if they're asking me marital status, why? It must mean something. Being married means something, okay? I don't know what that means on how that affects the pre-approval process because I'm not married, so that never came to my mind. But if I was married, those are the type of things that I would encounter. So I get to put, no, I'm unmarried. Boom, simple. Is there a person who is not your legal spouse but who currently has real property rights similar to the, no, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know, see, it's easy to answer. Look, it's like, when you file your taxes and you do anything, it's much easier to answer questions when the majority of the answers is no, 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 no. Same thing with pre-approvals, okay? If you're married, no. If you're married, yes. Dang, now you gotta write their name, gotta write all their information. Oh, you have kids, dang, now you gotta write all their kids, their ages, how long you knew them, what kind of blah, 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 are they in school? It's so much easier to get through this application if you could just say no to everything. That's why I encourage you to do it when you're younger, so you can just go straight through it. Because if I had to answer yes to majority of the questions they're asking me right now, I'm sure there would be follow-up questions. You know, it's the same thing. It's nothing new. Okay, now they're asking me for my address. Boom. Continue. If you live with your parents too, young people, y'all need to use your it irks me. Y'all have it, but y'all not thinking. It's easier to save money when you're still with your family. If you're living with your family, that's the perfect time to try to get a house. Why wait till you get an apartment? And then you're making monthly payments. Those monthly payments should be saving for your down deposit. Fuck the whole apartment thing altogether. Fuck that. Straight into home ownership, my guy. Straight into it. If you're not looking for houses, my video might not be for you. I'm talking to people who want houses, okay? Straight into home ownership, because when you pay rent, let's call rent what it is. You sign yourself on a 12-month lease. Your rent's, let's say, $1,000 a month. What are you paying? You're not paying nothing off. You're paying temporary stuff. That money is going nowhere. A lease with a house, you're paying something off. There's an end. With a lease, there's a renewal, or there's a move somewhere else. But there's no. This is the set thing, and then you go downwards from there. It's just 12 months in an apartment, $1,000 rent. That's $12,000. Stay with your mama house and for 6 months and save $6,000, and then get your down payment and move into a house. And then the prices of rent nowadays be the same prices of your mortgage. Rent be like $1,000, $1,200. Mortgages are $1,200, if not less. You're paying the same price, so you can afford it. Don't be fooled and say you can't afford it. You're scared. You're scared of that responsibility of having a home. An apartment is less responsibility because you know you don't have to worry about maintenance and nothing like that. That fair mentality is not going to get you anywhere, my friend. It's not going to get you anywhere. Think bigger. Okay. Are you applying for this loan with another applicant? No, I'm applying it for myself. Type of trade. Review and confirm your information. Purchase, applying with no one, my information, bing, boom, bing, boom. Get to the nitty gritty, okay? Nitty gritty. What kind of property am I wanting? Single family, condominium, townhouse. We'll talk about different type of properties next time. I'm looking for single family right now. Is this property a planned unit development? Don't even know what that means, so I'm gonna just go with no. Proper use will be an investment or rental property. Because it's my third house, it's an investment property. Okay. There is some leeways to that, but for this one I'm going to say investment property. Do you expect to have monthly rental income for this property? Yes. Expected monthly rental income. Okay, so this kind of doesn't really pertain to you because I'm assuming if you're watching this is your first time home. So if I'm doing an investment property, so they're asking me questions on what kind of money do I expect to get from this house. But if it was my primary resident, they wouldn't even ask me those questions. You get what I'm saying? Because they expect me to live in there and not to rent it out. So But I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown, and I'm gonna continue this pre-approval off camera because there's no point you sitting me through it. I'm realizing there's no point of you sitting here through this with me. They're gonna ask me for my pay stub. They're gonna ask me for my social security number. They're gonna ask me, what kind of debt do I have? Do I have a car loan? Do I have student loans? They're gonna ask me all that stuff. They're gonna ask me proof. They want documents. They're not just asking you to put in some random number. You're gonna have to prove these things. They're gonna ask me, is it okay if they run my credit score in a pre-approval? And these are all pre-approval stuff. They're gonna do a soft pull, and then my credit score and all that stuff. At the end, it might take a day or two, and then they'll contact me and say, hey, the bank has pre-approved you for such and such amount. And then if I like the amount and I think I can get a house with that, then we start the second process. The second process would be house shopping, the most fun part of the process. Well, some people, I think that's the fun part, but it can be a headache, trust me, and I'm going to explain why it could be a headache. But I'm going to wrap this up video. I don't want it to be too long, but I hope this was very informational. Leave questions in the comment section, okay? No question's a dumb question. We're trying to see improvement. We're trying to see advancement. I truly care. I'm not making this video for money or anything. I'm probably only going to get about 30 views anyways. I'll be lucky if I get 40, okay? So I'm really doing this because I care. I want to see y'all think like this. So leave a comments in the comment section. I'll make other videos just to answer your questions. I'll take my time out to do this stuff because after I did it the first time, I was like, man, it changed my life. I wish other people was thinking like this. I did it the second time. Boom. Life changed forever. Your life can change in a matter of 1 year. Your whole life can change. Okay, so thank you for watching. Welcome to the game of homes, and the video is only gonna get more and more exciting. So if you fuck with the intro, leave a like on this video because I fucks with that intro.